Hear me live out there. Next beat. That ain't the beat I want to.
Those was wood
another
beats
beat.
right
Another
there.
beat.
You know?
Nope. Give me another beat. Give me another beat. Nope. That's not it. That's the beat. Turn it up.
Oh, word.
Turn it up. I gotta hear it a little louder. Can you make it louder than my headphones? Turn me up in my headphones. I'm still stuck in the 80s/90s. Lottos, kangaroo boots, natty ghosts, Velas, jumpsuits and troops, Junos, color Levi's, Bugs Bunny sweaters with the rhinestone ring on it. Fighting and making up the next day. Nobody getting shot. Working a hustling to get it, a get got. We had love for the streets, our family, our foes, our friends. Respect for the elderly. Pager/payphone, sneaking into Adams Theater. Watching Crush grooving tougher than leather. Hopping gates out the college port to bang out, cause you don't wanna get caught at mom's crib or at Vaughn's crib. Eating funny dinner with the fam. Church every Sunday, 8 o'clock a.m. And even if I fell asleep in the back row or played sick, no matter what, man, I still had to go. 80s, baby. He's a DJ, I'm the rapper. He's a DJ, I'm the rapper. 80s, baby. He's a DJ, I'm the rapper. He's a DJ, I'm the rapper. I used to ride my bike downtown the war. Never depended on moms or no one. I had to do it on my own.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us tonight as we exit double digits of the X-Cast in webisode number 99. It's day 5,379 in the search for Tim Chevelday. I'm your host, Josh Houslander. With me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, the heart and soul of everything here at the Empire Media, Mr. Adam Hernandez. What's up, Adam?
What's going on?
Also with us tonight, this evening, not with us always, but with us tonight, are two members of Bill Grogan's GOAT.
Woo!
We got Matt and Jude here in studio with us. How you guys doing?
Doing fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome to the X-Cast.
Cool.
Good,
Thank you for having us on the X-Cast.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Good to
thanks
see,
for coming, guys.
Good to see you guys again. We ran into each other at a little club a couple weeks back, and thought we'd have these guys on the show. It's good stuff. But let's jump right into it.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do this. Matt, Jude,
Yes.
tell us who you are, man. Tell us a little bit about the band. You know, tell the world a little bit. Tell us about the band, Bill
Sure.
Grogan's GOAT.
Okay. Well, I'm Matt. This is a video thing here.
I'm Jude.
Matt. And Jude's in the dark T-shirt next to me. We're from the band Bill Grogan's GOAT. We're a Celtic rock band. In broad stroke, you know, Celtic rock. We play rock and roll, guitars, bass, drums, loud. And then we throw in some mandolins, fiddles, bouzouki,
Bagpipes.
whistles, anything like that to kind of give it a little bit of the Irish flair, or the Celtic flair, I should say. We play both kinds of music, Irish and Scottish.
Cool.
You know.
And Danny Boy every now and then.
Are you guys Irish and or Scottish?
Yes.
You are, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as Irish as like an American could be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Is that a requirement to be in the band? You have to be of Irish
not
descent?
At all. Yeah,
No?
no, Norman Rosenbaum is German.
Okay.
Our guitar player. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. In fact, we went on Mitch's album one time, and Mitch kept going, "You have a Jew in the band? Wait, do you have to have a Jew in an Irish band?"
So wait a second. You guys did Mitch album show, and then you came and did this one?
Well, we're stepping up, man.
Yeah.
Mitch was good.
I just brought you guys water. I should have brought something else.
Yeah. God, did we have champagne in the mini fridge?
Who's the guy who does the early show on 760? Because usually on St. Patrick's Day we do his thing. He's been doing it for like decades. Oh, but he always brings like corned beef. He always gets corned beef sandwiches, sliders, and things
Had all
like
kinds
that.
of good food.
Yeah.
760
Can't remember his
morning.
name,
Who's
though. Yeah.
I don't listen to 760 in the morning.
Had curly hair.
Oh, okay.
God.
Did he die recently?
I just talked to him.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Sorry.
It was from beyond the grave.
No,
it was not J.P. McCarthy.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking about.
No.
That's who I was thinking about.
Yeah.
That would've been the
Thank you,
pinnacle.
He died in like the 90s.
Oh, did he die in the 90s?
Yeah.
Whoops.
So we do Celtic rock. That's the broad stroke of the genre. But there's tons of different variations on that stuff. So we try to take it to find our own little niche with it. We've got musicians in our group that have grown up like doing prog stuff. Huge King Crimson fans or
Old punk rock from the
old
80s.
Genesis fans and
Yeah.
things like that. Peter
Cool.
Gabriel kind of stuff. Our bagpiper fiddler is a traditional I mean, he really likes the I don't know, the ballads. You know, the
Cool.
yeah.
Tell us the other members of the band.
All right, so we've got Gerard Smith, who's our mandolin, bouzouki, bowron, second guitar, and half lead vocalist.
Okay.
We've got like 2 lead vocalists,
Right.
and they swap off. So it's yep. And then we've got Mindy Whalen, who is our fiddle, bagpipe, tin whistle vocalist. Right.
Yep.
So she does the other half of the stuff. And then
And then Norman Rosenbaum, who
Yeah.
plays pretty much exclusively guitar.
Okay.
yep. And then Jude on the
Drums.
in the background, complaining that everybody's blocking him.
Right,
He's
yeah.
just the curmudgeon.
I'm the one that you don't see when you come to the show.
He's like, I don't even know
really
why I
somebody
get
back
have a
there.
microphone to talk. No one can see me. I'm just a voice floating out there.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, stop bitching. Anyways, so that's him back there.
And Matt, you are the bass player?
Yeah.
Correct?
I drive the van.
I saw you doing some vocals, though,
You
too,
know,
the other
once
night.
in a while, when their voices are shot.
We don't allow that very often.
No.
You know what? Jared, I don't blame you. I think drummers get a bad rap. I mean,
Totally.
they get pushed in the back, and it's, I mean, a band is lifeless without the drummer, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's
He's sitting on his butt the entire show and he complains about his feet.
well, you got the bass to the bass
that's
drum
hard
and
work,
everything
man.
too.
There's a lot of pounding going on there.
So look, I'm with you, man, and
thank you.
look, I played bass in a band before too. So
Okay.
I think the bass player, and I'm not just saying this to kiss your guys' ass or anything, but it seems like the bass player and the drummer are the most underappreciated parts of a band. Am I
No one
right?
appreciates the van driver. That's it.
Well, if you didn't have the van driver, you wouldn't be able to get to gigs,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
But you going to walk with your guitar and your drum kit?
Yeah, exactly. Who's gonna carry that PA?
And there's some lots of instruments in this band too. So
Bass players do get a bad rap, too, though. They I've noticed that's like been a stream of jokes lately
Oh, yeah.
about they're always
you know
trying
what
to
you know
rag
why
on
that
the
you know
bass
why that is it's because you can't initially hear the bass player. I mean, you've got to really listen to the music to pick out the bass.
player. You don't
Well,
realize
if
that you're
hear the
always
bass,
hearing
If
it.
you hear the bass line, then they're playing too high up on the neck.
Yeah.
But I can always tell if I'm doing it right, if I'm loud enough. It's like if the people's butts are shaking. Like if they're just sitting there going, "Oh, I appreciate this." No, it's not. Turn that bass up a little louder. If you see them doing a little bit of that, then it's like, all right. Then we're talking about it. More kick, Jude. More kick.
So what's the difference? What's the difference? Because I'm not. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not. I don't know a whole lot about the Celtic rock or the Irish rock scene. What's the difference between Celtic rock and Irish rock? Is there a difference?
No, not really. Our Celtic, there's lots of different Celtic kind of music. There's Irish, there's Scottish,
Okay.
Cape Breton,
Yeah.
there's Brittany from France, and there's different Celtic regions. And the music from these different regions is all similar in some aspects and different in other aspects. We focus primarily on the Irish. We do some Scottish. We have some Cape Breton tunes. We try to cover all of that stuff. But
So it's just an umbrella
It's an
genre.
umbrella thing, right.
An umbrella genre.
the Celtic
Okay.
is more of the umbrella. Irish is a piece.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to the Pogues, they would say that's just Irish rock kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? If you listen to Flogma, they go that's kind of like Irish influenced rock. We call it Celtic because we do, as my nod to the Blues Brothers, we do both kinds of music. Irish and Scottish.
That's kind of unusual, though, right? To have both like that. I mean, isn't that almost kind of like a rivalry in some things, like the Celtic versus the Irish, or no?
Not in the musical side of things.
Okay.
I wouldn't say.
Well, I mean, they're two very distinct styles.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, then you're like getting into like subgenres where you're gonna have them like, well, this is dark metal, that's black metal. Oh, okay, I don't get it. But like when you listen to like the melodies that come out of like the Scottish music, I tend to think those are more complex.
Okay.
Than
So they have more in common than they don't have in common.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Do you guys want to know the difference between dark or death metal and black metal? I can tell you right now.
Yes,
it's
yes.
real easy.
Tell us.
Death metal's American, black metal's European.
Oh.
That's basically the only big difference.
Okay.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I didn't know that.
I told you that before.
Now,
Yeah, I don't
is it
listen.
made by Europeans? I mean, who makes it or who produces it or?
Typically, black metal it originated from Europe.
Okay.
And I'm talking like Norway, Finland,
Okay.
Germany, stuff like that. And they really have a big problem right now with, it's called National Socialist black metal, Nazi black metal. That's a big problem right now in the in the genre. In fact, there was that you hear that about that ring of church burnings in the South.
Right.
That was done by a kid who was listening to black metal. And
Okay, so they definitely don't have those on Mitch Albom's show.
no, they do not. They do not. But
we are not black metal.
Definitely not black metal.
or Nazi metal.
Yeah.
I just want
No.
Oh, right on.
passing
Okay.
that along.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah, so they do Scottish and Irish, so the only thing they don't like is British people.
Ah,
I like fish and chips. That's good. That's some good stuff. Those are often like the jokes that I'll tell like while we're playing. Like when Minnie breaks out the bagpipes and someone goes to the bathroom, I go, "Oh, he must be English." But there was a fellow one time at one of our shows. I think it was at the Loving Touch, and he came out and later had a sign. Bought a disc and had a sign. He's like, "Even though you told that joke."
that's true though. My wife went to Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she went to London. They took a plane over to Ireland just for like a day trip, and she's talking to the cab driver, and yeah, there is a little bit of animosity between the Irish and the British over there.
Oh,
It's,
definitely.
yeah.
No, my cousin just went there last year, and she went into a bar, and she's like, starts talking, sits down, and they're like, "Oh, you're American. You want a Budweiser? We got it on tap." She's like, "No, I'm in England." She's like, "Give me a pint of Guinness," and he's like, "We make that for the Irish people. You want like you want a real beer?"
So wait,
She was like, "Oh, I thought you guys drank that here." She's like,
were they treated worse than Ohio fans up in Ann Arbor?
"Yeah, probably." Yeah, I don't think it's as bad as when you go to Ohio State game and you have to rent a car. If you got your Michigan plates, you're gonna have 4 flat tires when you come out.
Yeah, they'll give you 3 wheels.
So you guys, how is the scene here? I mean, because you guys are pretty. I mean, it seems like you guys are a pretty original band for the area. I mean, is there a lot of other Celtic rock bands in the area?
There's a good
Is
Celtic
there?
rock scene in Detroit.
Is there?
There's a lot of bands play either Celtic rock or just Irish or Scottish music.
Uh-huh.
In the pub or at the bar.
Okay. Yeah, but that-
Huge around St. Patrick's Day
It's
too.
not a giant scene,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
but there's
St. Patrick's
a
Day,
there's a good Irish music community here in Detroit.
What are some of your favorite venues around the area that you guys like to play or have played?
Well, we're from Ferndale, so we like to play the Ferndale houses. We play the Magic Bag. That's a great stage.
Yeah.
We've
Cool
played
place.
in the Loving Touch. That's a really nice place. We played at Otis Supply.
Which was have you been to the other supply place? Nice wood. Got the incandescent lights. It's just got this really kind of cool vibe to it. They went the extra mile, and when we did a show there, they changed the drink menu so that they had specialty drinks that were named after
Our
tracks
songs,
off of
yeah.
our album.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just
it was
like
very cool.
like kind of looking what you got there, and it's like we got the Danny Boy or whatever they were. I don't remember. But
Very cool.
yeah, it was just it was like that extra little touch. That was sweet. We did one of the coolest things to do was what's the festival at Wayne State?
Oh, Dally in the Alley.
Dally in the Alley. 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's about 3 years ago.
We got invited to play Dally in the Alley. I think we hit the stage at 8:45.
Yep.
And we followed up the St. Gabriel Brass Band, which was just
they were
big,
fun.
like
Cool.
New Orleans street kind of brass band. They were just rocking out. The whole crowd was having a great time. I was like, holy junk, 12-piece brass band. We got to follow that. Right? All right. But the sun's just starting to go down, and so the stage lights actually mean something now. And when we hit our first number, and like of course the bass, it's like and pockets of the crowd start jumping. It was just phenomenal. I mean, like it was like 2,000 kids. You have Wayne State
Cool.
students out in the streets, because Dally in the Alley is a fun
Sure, yeah.
day. Just jamming to our Celtic
stuff,
rock
yeah.
music, and we play songs that are like 200 years old. 300 years old.
That's awesome.
All the hits of the 1790s.
So is it? So I mean, maybe not just from your guys' standpoint, but what would you say is the most difficult thing about going in playing a show? Is it worrying about who you're going to be following up? Is it the venue itself? Is there going to be a lot of people here to see us play? Are people going to be able to relate to our music because we are, I don't want to say a different genre, but it's not, it's not your typical alternative, and you guys do have punk rock influences, but if somebody's coming to see a punk rock show, and there's Irish and Celtic aspects to it. So what would you guys say is the biggest worry for you when you go and you play a show at a venue, whatever?
I think it's just like you just said. It's getting the audience to relate to the music, and to keep the music fresh because as Matt said, the 200-year-old songs. We got to take these songs and we got to redo them and make them fresh for today's audience. That's probably our biggest challenge.
Okay.
Getting butts in there.
Yeah.
The biggest challenge.
Getting people to come is always a challenge.
Because it's always work, right? Like artists like to do art, and then they go, people should just appreciate my art, and it's like, well, no, you got to take it, you got to put it out there, and you got to say, no, come here, and let me give you a reason to come here, and I want to make sure when you come here that you feel better when you leave,
Yeah.
So like, there's a whole thing of like, get them in the door, and then make it, awesome, fun, super sweet.
So they stay in the door.
Yeah. And then they'll come back another time.
Yeah,
exactly. Right.
So yeah, there's the whole bit of like, you try to connect, right?
Right. And how do we take this music that we know and we love, and then make it into something that people now can connect with?
Yeah. Like maybe they're gonna dig the beat, maybe they're gonna dig the whole performance or the whole show, or if you're lucky enough, you might be able to like emotionally connect with somebody. Through because some of these songs are like, the Irish don't have a whole lot of happy songs.
It's not a happy history.
Yeah.
I mean, it's was it Sad Loves and Happy Wars? That's the way Irish music is. So so getting people in is always a thing, and that's where the hard work kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You guys mentioned you played the Magic Bag. That's one of my favorite venues, and not even just in this whole area, and the whole Detroit area.
Yes.
I absolutely love that place. I saw you guys at the Phoenix 510, which was not a place I had ever been to before. You got any thoughts on that place?
We've never been there either, but it was. I liked it as a stage. Unfortunately, that was one where we had a hard time getting people to come in, as you recall.
Yeah. There wasn't a ton of people there, and there were some good bands.
Yeah.
The music that night was good.
Yeah. But in terms of a stage, it was a nice stage. Had a good sound there. It was a pretty nice place. I think it could be a pretty nice place. It's just unfortunately I don't think anybody knew about that show. We tried to advertise it. It was an out of town band who came in. Nobody knew who they were.
Right. That's who I was actually there to see. Was X-Ray Mary.
Somebody knew who they were.
Yeah, no, I was there to see X-Ray Mary, the band that went on after you, because I know these guys from.
The bass player was like Gaming Buddy or something, right?
Right. Yeah, I'd mentioned before we went on air that we were telling them about how we were connected to the competitive gaming scene, and their bass player, Josh Bollinger, used to host an event down in Iowa that I used to go cover for a different podcast called the Grassroots Gaming Expo. Real cool little event down there. So I was there to see him, and I was just like, man, this is like, there's some good bands here tonight. But, but they just, I've lived in this area my whole life. I'd never heard of that place. I'm like, man, I'm not blaming the bands one bit. This place needs to, put the word out.
It's both, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you don't want to play for nobody. And if you have a venue, you don't want nobody in there.
Sure.
Right.
So, it needs to be collaborative, and that's typically the way. So, like when we did the Magic Bag show, I mean that was we've done a couple there, but that's always like a whole bunch of like hard work of like let's get on the street and pre-sell tickets.
Sure.
Let's
got to beat it down.
and it's all the stuff rolling up. So we got one coming up We're gonna do one in
October.
October.
Yeah, October 25th.
How often do you guys like
the
to?
Love and Touch.
How often do you guys like to get out and do gigs?
We try to do gigs once a month.
Okay.
If we can't do that, then once a quarter at least. We, at St. Patrick's Day, we'll play for the month
days.
before St. Patrick's Day, or the 3 weeks before St. Patrick's Day. We'll play a whole year's worth of gigs, 8 or 9 gigs in that 3-week period.
Wow.
And then the rest of the year, we try to play. If we could play once a month, that'd be great. If not, maybe once a quarter.
Now, how does that tie into to composing new music? I mean, do you guys usually like to do a few more shows after you get some new music down, or you guys just compile? Because you guys did bring in some music today. You have 3 different albums
Yep.
that you brought in. What are they here? We've got your self-titled, Second Wind, and Third Eye.
That's
which
correct.
which we'll be playing here. We'll be playing a couple of titles here shortly. But do you guys? I mean, when you compose music, do you guys tend to do more shows after you get something new out, just so you can promote it more or promote an album more?
The process is kind of like a continuously ongoing thing. We work on new songs in rehearsal, and we do shows when they come up. So
Okay.
it's we don't work on a big block of songs and then go out and play those songs. We just when we get one to a point where it's like, okay, that one's ready to go, we can take that to the stage. We'll take it to the stage.
Okay.
So we add them, just continuously adding on.
How long does it usually take you guys to compile new music?
Boy, some of these take a long time.
They
Yeah.
take a long time.
Some of them are pretty quick.
We have a song that Matt wrote 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago? 4 years ago now. John Mean Man.
Yeah.
That we just in
we
the past
backburnered it.
just in the past 2 months got it stage ready. We haven't
Okay.
played it out yet, but I think it's ready now.
Would you say that's probably the hardest thing about being in a band is
Absolutely.
just trying
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
come up with something that you think people will
Absolutely.
enjoy?
And we have a little bit of an advantage because most of the songs that we play they're already songs.
Mm-hmm.
So we're rearranging those songs. But we very seriously rearrange these songs. They're almost new songs completely. But we do have at least the base.
Sure.
But we do have some original stuff now, and that's a little bit even more work. But it does take quite
But
a lot.
still, I mean, like we were saying earlier, you still have to make it so it's appealing to people. I mean, it's gonna be hard to get people to come out to hear old Irish folk
Right.
songs as they were when they were first, composed.
Right.
I mean, that's not gonna work for a lot of people. They've got
No, it certainly wouldn't work in the kind of places that we,
Absolutely.
should play
Absolutely.
with the setup that we have. The bass drums, rock and
Sure.
roll, hardcore stuff going on.
Did they have a lot of bass drums and everything during the?
No, not really.
Just going off to war. That's it.
That's it.
Drums, yes. Drums have been around for forever, but
No electric bass guitars,
electric bass guitars,
How long you guys been together?
we have been together.
10?
Probably 12 years now. I think
12
like
years.
2006 we started. The first CD there is dated 2007. I think that we were together for a year or two when we made that.
Are you guys original members?
I'm an original member.
There's 3 of them are.
Three
if
of
you
us
look on
are
the
still
back of there,
original.
there's a banjo guitar player, Terry Murphy, who's no longer with the group.
And the bass player, the original
He
bass
actually plays
player.
with the Codgers, and he does a lot of solo stuff.
Yep.
Plays with the Codgers, another local Detroit Irish band that kicked out a bunch of albums. Their guy John Freeman is a poet in the area. Does a very widely recognized stuff. And then Dean Western's the original bass player. He's bald as well, so that was kind of a requirement.
Hey, I was going to ask, is that a requirement for you
Yeah,
guys? Bald
we
bass player.
Gotta have a bald bass.
So Dean's a phenomenal bass player. Like I learned a ton by studying that first record.
Yeah.
Okay.
He now plays in a band called Half Life. I don't know if you guys ever heard of them.
That sounds familiar, actually. Have like
They're a local band, kind of like, I don't know, how would you describe them? Industrial.
black metal.
No, not black metal. Industrial kind of,
Yeah.
industrial rock kind of thing.
Yeah,
Kind of Nine
Dean
Inch
loves
Nail-y.
tweaking knives.
Oh, okay.
And that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys? How do you guys do with the kind of the creative differences? Are you guys usually?
Beat the snot of each other.
Do you guys do that?
Yeah,
Okay.
So, our
Pisses me off.
we like to refer to our creative process as the diamond press.
Okay.
Right? So, it takes a lot of pressure to turn that lump of coal into a diamond. it's got to be in there for a long time, getting really
And we're all stinking squeezing it.
So we put the song into the diamond press and we
So
squeeze the shit out of it.
So
it comes out of
does any one person get their way most of the time?
I like to get my way as much as I can. I'll fight pretty hard for that, but
and he loves it when I say things like, "Could you play those drums more musically?"
yeah.
What's that mean?
or be hey, give me a kadunka dinka dinka conka dinka. Then I'll play that exactly like he said, and no, that's not right. But that's what you said. No, it is a pretty hard process. Takes a lot of working together, a lot of compromise.
Oh yeah.
A lot of ideas. I'd say for every 300 ideas, 3 get used. Mm-hmm. Let's try this. No.
You gotta have.
It's always easy to say no, right?
Well, I'm sure you guys can't take anything personally too. If you really like.
Work.
Yeah. I mean,
Take everything.
you guys won't be around for
Can't
12.
stand anything, guys.
You guys want to play a song?
Yeah. Should we? Which? Well, we got the first one in here.
Okay.
Or not the first one. I'm sorry. We've got the latest, Third Eye.
Yeah. The latest and the greatest.
Is that your guys' favorite one?
Absolutely. That one is hands down. It's like it's a world above the rest.
Okay.
We worked for a lot of long time to get to that point, and that's definitely the best work there.
I think you guys were saying before we went on that you wanted to do Patty's Dead.
Patty's Dead is a fun little ditty.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go ahead and...
That's an original. It's a minute and a half, so you're not going to...
Okay, excellent. We'll go ahead and get it going.
Wait for your take.
Oh, Mindy.
Yeah, ready to go. Wait a minute.
All right.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
You can definitely that's definitely punk rock.
Yeah, that's our nod to the Celtic punk rock.
Yeah, that is definitely very old school too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when we put that song together, we go, all right, 2 chords. That's it. The song is just 2 chords, and it can't be more than a minute and a half long.
Right.
Who's on lead vocals on that one?
That was me.
That's you?
That is an original. We have a couple originals, and that's one of them.
And
That's a big number.
and I remember Mindy came in to put down the pipes on it, and I'm like, I don't want you to actually play like a tune or a melody, just play notes, make sounds. And she played it once. She goes, I go, we'll do it one more time. She played that, and she's like, well, I think one more time. I'm like, no. And it's fresh and it's right on. It's possible.
2 takes. That's it.
And it's great, squawky, squeaky, and
Yeah, they brought a kid up on stage with them from the audience when they played that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a couple
Yeah,
weeks ago.
bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like we like to have as much audience participation as we can, right? So one of the things we like to do is bring someone up to play bass.
because it's 2 notes.
Yeah, it's 2 notes.
And if I could do it, anyone could do it.
even a rudimentary knowledge of the guitar, you can play this.
Well, yeah,
song.
so it was the guitar player from the
Peach Mountain. Yeah,
that rocked that out.
yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah. So
That's no, I think I really dug that song, mainly because that's what I came up liking. That was one of, you go back with me back late elementary school, middle school. I was a big punk rock fan.
Okay.
Bad Religion was. I don't know if you ever heard of Bad Religion. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Bad Religion was my go-to band back during the day. Generator was probably my favorite album by them. But I mean that was definitely punk rock. Definitely dug that one. So
Cool.
The guitar player Gerard and myself, we played back in the '80s in a punk rock band in Detroit. We're called Kuru, and that's kind of where we came from too.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean it's.
Oh yeah, like he used to play like in a gas mask.
Oh.
That was one of the dumbest things that he ever did.
Stupid show techniques we did. It was a Halloween show, so my costume was the toxic waste removal crew. I had a lab coat, and I wrote on the back toxic waste removal, and I had a gas mask, and I put this gas back on, and we're playing a whole set of that stuff.
You know what though?
And there was a point where I was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
You know what though? That's fun, and that's something else that's going to engage the audience. I mean, coming up, I don't want to say gimmicks, but coming up with little things like that, you know, to kind of get people more engaged to what you're doing, and
crazy stuff.
I mean, you're not just going up there playing music. You're going up there and putting on a show.
That's right.
Putting on a show is more than just playing music.
Oh
It's so much more than playing music.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
That's really one of the really difficult things is putting on a show.
Yeah.
It's easy, Well, it's not easy, but it's it's easy for people who played for years to go up and play. That's
You know what?
Not hard.
Exactly. You know
It's
what?
Entertaining.
If they
for
just
the
want to
show.
go up and listen to music, they might as well just listen to the CD
That's right.
or download,
Right.
download their
Or
music or,
DJ,
something.
you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you have a live band up there, it's something that's totally different and something that, it's just that extra element that you guys need to worry about really to, make sure you're doing more than just playing music. Like you guys said, you're putting on a show. So
No, Adam, I had mentioned to you before the band I used to play in. We, our drummer had a pig suit that he was going to wear and never did. But the band was called the Pigs, but the bass player wouldn't wear the cop outfit, so so it didn't work out. But
There was a band when I was in grade school. They were Detroit cops, and they were called the Blue Pigs. You ever heard of the Blue Pigs?
I know.
They were great. They were a great band. They were a big thing back.
Oh,
back
they have a
in the
sense of
day.
humor too.
Yeah, and they would go around to schools, and the Blue Pigs would play.
no kidding, that's cool.
I wonder what happened to the Blue Pigs.
I don't know, that band, the Pigs, that I was in briefly, they dated back to the 70s, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you play in that band?
I was actually just the vocalist in that band.
Just the vocalist.
Yeah.
You were the vocalist. Okay.
Yeah, right.
That's like the front man. That's the main entertainer.
I play a little guitar, but
Okay.
when I first joined that band, I brought a guitar with me, started playing, and those guys were really good. And they were
And they
like,
figured,
no.
yeah.
They're like, no, you're not the guitar player.
You don't need to do that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Like, no, we already know. We actually know how to play that instrument. You can put that away.
Don't stress yourself. Just
Sing
sing.
it like
Just sing,
Vince
man.
Neil or something,
Yeah, no kidding.
By the way, did you see that documentary?
I didn't yet. I read the book
Okay.
a million years ago or whatever when it came out. So I'd like to Dirt, right?
Dirt, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard the documentary's pretty cool.
If it's true, like holy junk, those guys
Yeah.
were partiers.
Oh my, yeah, no, that's those. I believe I don't know if it was the same guy. They came out kind of the same time. I think it's the same author wrote that one and wrote a Guns N' Roses one as well.
Okay.
And just reading those two books, the fact that all 4 members of Motley Crue and all 5 members of GNR are still alive is amazing. That like defies all odds to me that those guys are all still alive. And like we ran out of drugs, so we're gonna start snorting ants.
Yeah. That scene was pretty gross in the movie.
Yeah, just like what? Like,
So
and they ran out of drugs at one point. I don't know if this is in the movie or not, but they started like they were just sick of like drinking because that's like so boring.
With
This
Motley
is Motley
Crue? Yeah, and they injected alcohol.
Yeah, so they just started injecting the alcohol with needles instead of.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, but those guys are great. And then what's like later then the GNR book came out, which they're very similar books. And like Duff McKagan, that guy used to drink. He drank a gallon of vodka a day for like a decade.
Yeah.
Like
Oh wow.
like every day. Like how like most people would be dead.
Yeah,
Definitely
that's
lucky
your
to be
little
alive.
shot.
Yeah, I mean, and like there's a couple.
Diabetes sets in.
Yeah, there's a couple of like guys in that band, him particularly, that he says he's clean and
doctors are basically like he's got to be like, because if he drank, he'd die. So like he says he's clean, we got to believe him, because I really don't think he's got a liver left in that body.
So you guys, what kind of growing have you guys done from this latest album, Third Eye? From your self-titled here.
So when we started the original thing with the band was Gerard and I, after we did the punk rock thing, then we started doing just a duo, like a folk duo, playing Irish songs, and we chose the Irish songs because we knew those songs, we liked those songs. We used to go to Old Shillelagh and see those guys play down there.
Yeah.
And we knew those songs, and there was an audience for it, and there's some Irish background in both of us, and so we started playing that stuff, but just two guitars, two guitars singing, mandolin and auto harp and other things like that. So that went on for a while, and then my second child was born around that time, and it was like too much. I had a little baby and a baby and a 2-year-old. I was like, dude, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
So I kind of dropped out. Gerard kept doing it, and a couple of years, 5 years or so later, he's like, hey, let's put together this rock band. I want to do this. I want to do this same music, but in rock and roll format, because there's not a lot of folks who do that, and there's a demand for it. So that's the first one. The first one is much more of the pub type music that you might hear, but rock and roll, like kind of garage rocky a little bit.
Okay,
cool.
So. And the second one, then the bass
before
player.
Before you go, I mean, like the first one, because Dean playing bass on there. This is one thing, like
Right. So Dean was
there's
also
some phenomenal stuff on there. Like there's the Van Diemen's Land.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw in some, like, he's got his electric bass, but he's also throwing like his double bass. Like these sweet
cool.
strong
Bass,
kind of like swells behind it and stuff. I mean, there's like some really good artistry on that.
Yeah, and Dean was a member of the original punk rock band too. So
Okay.
the three of us, and then another friend of ours, Norman, the guitar player. I had played in other bands with him. These were all like bands that came out of college in the '80s. We kind of put together. And then there was the Terry Murphy, who was also part of that Irish folk scene.
Cool.
And so we started doing that stuff, and we kind of rocked it out a little bit as like the music from the '80s and '90s that we had played, and then we did start to work a little bit on getting some more advanced arrangements. The second album is where you start to see more of that coming through. There's still the pub songs in there, but then there's also some much more advanced arrangements and much more thought about like what's going on and how we're doing
the second album, also at that point, Mindy and I have joined the band.
Yes, so Mindy and Matt have joined the band by then. So now we've added the violin, we've added the bagpipes, we added Matt's bass playing, and then we just started to just think about like more advanced arrangements on these songs, not just rock and roll versions of them, but more. It's all rock and roll, but it's much more. And then the third one is just way more down that road.
So so the first one was mixed with a buddy. The second one, same one, Tim Pack.
Yeah, right.
We used to play with the Salt Miners.
He played with the Salt Miners, and he played with the
Heard of them. I think
punk
I've heard
rock
of them.
band called Angry Red Planet. If you like punk rock, you should check out Angry Red Planet from way back in the day.
So, but between the second and the third album, let's see, we recorded a track for the Horse Lips tribute album. There was some guy out of who's that? Phil
Duckworth.
Phil Duckworth.
Yeah.
Who put together Horse Lips. Horse Lips is a band from Ireland. In the 70s,
They're considered like the first Celtic rock band.
Yeah, Irish rock stuff. Anyways, he's put together a tribute album for them, and he asked us to do the title track off of it, Jared Doom. And so we started like looking at other studios to record stuff.
Sure.
We wanted to play with work with other recording studios to go, what else is out there? What else is out there? What do you do? So by the time we got to record this third album, because there was another tribute we did as well, by the time we got to the third album, we had been through a couple different studios, and we went with Al Sutton, who used to do the Kid Rock stuff down in White Room Studio.
Oh, okay.
He's got this little shop in Royal Oak called Rust Belt Studio.
Studios.
It's right next to the train. Like Al, is that going to be a problem? No, don't worry about it.
I did a roof repair on that place years ago.
Wait, what?
I did a roof repair on that place years ago.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay. You know that? Okay. Yeah. I mean, Al is phenomenal.
He's phenomenal. You might have heard Al's name recently as he produced Greta Van Fleet and won the Grammy with them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I mean, he took that, and he's got a cool studio. So like on that album, like there's one spot It's one song we do. And he's got a Hammond B1 organ. I'm like, dude, we want that. So I got to play the Hammond organ. We're doing the intro on this stuff. Also, we brought in some extra musicians on there. We've got like a Dale Gaden doing djembe. We've got
John Heinzman, a local Irish flute player, played flute and whistle
Colleen
and other songs. Colleen Shanks.
So we
played ukulele pipes and also tin whistle.
Yeah,
very cool.
We look for people, and that's another thing that we try to do now with our stage shows. We try to bring people on stage with us to just anything we can do to enhance the show.
Yeah. Because you don't want to see us for like, an hour straight. It's like, all right.
You've seen us once, you've seen us
old
twice.
white dudes.
Well, is that why you guys brought in all these different instruments? Is that a requirement? Do you guys need to? Do you guys need that to really play Celtic rock? Does it make it more authentic? Or?
Yes, and those instruments are more of the authentic instruments that music would be normally played on. The tin whistle, the uilleann pipes, the flute, the violin, bagpipes, those kind of things. We bring that's kind of the tie-in between whatever genre we're working in, rock or disco or whatever, and back to the original traditional music. We like to keep those
such
together.
Cool instruments.
Well, and it allows us to vary it up too. Like if you've listened to like somebody who's delivering training and they just talk like Bueller, the same tone. So if you just hear guitar, drum, and bass, like for an hour straight, you're like, okay. I mean, I guess when I'm 20 and I was listening to punk rock, it's like louder, faster, right? But so we try to vary up our show, and in some of them, like we'll put an a cappella number in the middle. Like, we'll go real loud and hard and stuff, and then it's like, now we're down to nothing. And one of the Magic Bag shows was a ton of fun. We dropped down to an a cappella number, so it was Jude and Gerard singing the Chemical Warfare or something, and Mindy runs back there behind everybody. And as soon as they're done, she starts piping. Fires up those ungodly trumpets and pipes through the crowd. And that was
very cool.
What's going on?
Oh, and the really cool one we did, which in Kalamazoo, their Irish festival. That was really sweet because Minnie used to play with a pipe band out there. So we got this one number we do, and at the end of it, she pulls after singing, she plays this pipe tune. We just kind of drone this rock behind her. Well, the pipe band was there, so she talked to him beforehand. Like, all right, when we hit this spot, she ran out there and led the whole pipe band. So we had about like 30 pipers in front of our stage, like playing the same tune behind with these big rock and roll, like kind of just that was sweet. That was.
When you guys are writing your music, since you guys do have so many different aspects to it, musically, instrument wise, do you guys try to incorporate every instrument?
No, not always. Not always. Like what works in this.
Okay.
We incorporate them all at some point, but not in every song.
You guys have to feel lucky in a sense too to be able to have that type of diversity. Within your music.
Very few bands that bring bagpipes in.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's like stinking lucky for that. To play with they're pretty good musicians I play with, so I dig that, and they know a variety of stuff, and
it's what it's what turned me on to you guys. When I saw you guys, like I said, I was there to see an old friend of mine playing X-Ray Mary, who they're just they're a good band. I like them, but they're traditional, very traditional punk band. Just
they were fun.
Yeah, just a good old fashioned punk band, and I had no idea when they were playing, so I just got there when it started. You guys played first, and as soon as I'm just out there. Stand back looking at some of the goofy artwork and stuff they got at the place, and I'm like, oh, these guys got bagpipes. Like, that's neat.
Want to play a bagpipe song?
What else do we play?
Let's do Devil's Trumpet.
Yeah, Devil's Trumpet.
Which one is that off of?
It's on the green
one, yeah. Devil's Trumpet, I think it might be the last tune.
All right. Let me go ahead and get it queued up here.
Yeah. So Josh, what is your favorite style of music? What do you... What's the last CD you bought or something?
Okay, well, this is not my style of music, but the last CD I bought an Eminem CD 2 weeks ago because I've never liked him, and I was so
good
sick.
Reason to buy a CD.
And I was so sick of everyone I know telling me that, like, I know you don't like that kind of music, man, but you got to be able to respect what he's done.
The Devil's Trumpet.
So I was like, all right, fine. I'll buy an Eminem CD. And I listened to it, and there's like 3 or 4 songs. Like, hey, okay, That's cool. But no, I'm a rock and roll guy, man.
Okay.
You know, hard rock guy for sure. But you know, I love punk music. I love things, but typically I'm a hard rock guy.
Okay.
You know,
So give us a little intro to this song then. What do we?
So this one is what are they, reels?
Oh, wait a minute here.
I think they're reels.
So you know what? Beer and the Gravel Walker.
Yeah, the Glass of Beer and the Gravel Walk are the two tunes, and you know, a lot of this music, in fact, most of this music is it's dance music. You know, the Irish music, the Scottish, it's all dance music, right? There's dances that go with all this stuff. Either that or it's a ballad, a song, you know, telling a story. So these two are two dances. I believe they are reels, which is a particular type of Irish dance.
It's a 4/4 song, which is like
4/4.
a jig, which is
jig
typically
is a
going to be a
6/8.
6/8.
You know, they're very specific dance styles that go with these different. They have different meters and this kind of thing. So, anyways, this is the two reels, the Gravel Walk and the Glass of Beer, and we use the pipes for this. So, and then now our take, what we do with these, we take these songs and then we bring them into a modern style of some sort. And the flavor in this one is like 70s disco, 80s, 70s disco.
Okay.
All right,
thing.
and
So,
this is called the Devil's Trumpet.
Devil's Trumpet. Yeah, Devil's Trumpet, another name for the bagpipe.
All right. All right, there we go.
Definitely showcasing the pipes in that one.
Yeah.
Very cool song.
Excellent, thank you.
Do you guys do a lot of instrumentals?
Yeah. Probably about like 35-40%-ish.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. We've got a huge repertoire, and over the years, we've kind of like taken some stuff and go, we don't need to play that one so much anymore. Some of the really fun musically kind of things we do, especially with pipes. It's all going to be instrumental. So we do a fair amount.
If you who does the lyrics? Like, who usually writes the lyrics? If you guys have it.
Well, let's see here. For like most of our songs, right? They're old songs.
Yeah.
Old songs. So the lyrics are already.
They're already written. Yeah.
Yeah. On that album, on the Green album, they're the Third Eye album. We've got The Burning of Cork and Paddy's Dead, which are two originals. Let's see. My buddy Tim McElgin and I wrote the lyrics for Paddy's Dead, and then that was a good whiskey night. And Burning of Cork was something I wrote, and that's all based. Burning of Cork is all based off of a fire set in the city of Cork during the Troubles.
Oh, okay.
There was a lot of contention, and somebody threw a hand grenade into a truck of troops, of English troops, and they decided to take revenge that night and tried to burn down the city. And in the chaos as well, they knocked off a couple of IRA leaders and stuff like that. So there was the song "The Burning of Cork" is about the same kind of issues we see today, right? You push somebody far enough, there's gonna be. What was it? Martin Luther King says, "Revolution is the."
It's the voice of the voiceless or something like that.
The voice of the unheard.
The voice of the unheard.
Something like that. Gosh, I'm now paraphrasing terribly. I apologize to every Martin Luther King fan out there. So you see a lot of these stories of racism, of oppression, and stuff like that. Parallel all over the place. And when we were putting that one together, definitely had that kind of stuff. I don't know, resurgence here.
Sure.
In the States. So.
It is kind of weird when you think back, and maybe this is a hopeful thing. I'm not normally known for being hopeful when it comes to politics or
Really?
geopolitics. That's not normally my thing. Adam can attest to that. but I remember growing up though that it seemed like that whole issue with the IRA that would never end.
Yeah.
Didn't that seem like that was something that we'd be dealing with that in the year 2300 still?
Exactly.
But it did, and I don't want to say it was totally resolved, but that did kind of, but it did kind of level off to some degree. It's not when you hear about terrorism now, that's not the terrorism you hear about.
No, yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe that gives us hope for the Israel-Palestine stuff.
Sure.
Or,
it might not be impossible. I feel like that is kind of proof of something that it might not be impossible to end the ideological wars, but maybe not. That's about as optimistic as you can get out of me.
It was a little glimmer. I saw it there.
Right.
So, we'll have to hold on to that one.
Do you guys like doing lyrics? Do you like composing lyrics as much as composing music?
Oh, if I were better at it, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've like I said, we've got a couple of originals, and then the rest are songs.
Yeah.
That, we didn't compose the lyrics. That's one of the pieces that we don't really mess with. The song. We'll take the music and completely just we'll just go to town with that. But the lyrics usually stay the same. But Matt has written the originals that we do. He's written all those lyrics. They're okay.
Yeah, because who was it? Was it Billy Joel? I think I heard this one time. Billy Joel's just going on about how he can't stand writing lyrics, but he does it just because that's
really.
Because you gotta have something.
That's just the makeup of music today. You need lyrics in some sense to get your music out there and go out and play music.
Well, yeah. Right. You want to have something to say, and but finding the good way to say it, or there's a lot of fun in there, right?
The lyrics are part of a band's identity too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
like with the Burning a Cork song, I just like this idea of like of with the chorus on is burn, 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 burn our city down.
yeah,
Right. Just, but we're actually kind of like playing it on. We're not calling for you to burn the city down. It's like that's what's happening.
Yeah.
You're trying to burn our city down.
Right.
And so I like because like so many lyrics get misinterpreted. Like the one I always think of is you go to the hockey game and they play that "Hey Man, Nice Shot."
oh by Filter.
Yeah, you're like, dude, that's not about a hockey shot.
Right.
Who was that guy? A senator or something? Did it on live TV and shot himself?
Yeah, no, who was that? Yeah.
Where was he?
What was his
No,
name?
he was like a Philadelphia like city treasurer or something like that. He was getting ready to go down on I don't know if it was bribery,
Racketeering or something,
racketeering,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, you can go on YouTube and see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
As far as I haven't taken that down, but yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, he was I think a treasure.
That's
or
what
something.
that song is about.
Really?
Oh, yes.
I always
Yes.
was heard that song was about Kurt Cobain killing himself.
Oh really?
Oh, really?
Oh jeez. Yeah, definitely not a.
But not a hockey
It's definitely not about hockey.
Not about making a goal in hockey for sure.
And yeah.
Talk about co-opting the song.
So yeah, I mean, but like some great lyricists, love to play on the words. I liked Eddie Vedder's work with lyrics and Eminem. I like his
Talk
stuff.
about lyrics. There's a lot of
Yeah, I
lyrics.
mean, like he's a dude that what's the one word you can't rhyme anything with?
With Eddie Vedder?
No, orange.
Oh,
right?
orange,
That's
yeah.
like from all I
Orange. I'm like,
and I mean, you just go. Eminem did an interview in time. He just listed off like 30 words he could rhyme with orange. Like, you've been writing that list for a while, haven't you?
Actually, a band I used to really follow and really love, and I still see them whenever they come to town. They don't have nearly as big a following as they once did. Was Soul Asylum,
Okay.
and that's Dave Perner of Soul Asylum used to say that too. Is that's the art form of it is making words that don't rhyme.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what he rhymes with urinal in one of his songs. That is, it's not even that. Oh, you kind of like he just rhymes like funeral and urinal.
Okay.
And they're not that dissimilar, but
Right, right.
when if you say them right, they
Yeah.
rhyme.
man,
Yeah.
what a song that must be.
Oh, it's a great
Funeral
song.
and urinal in the same.
String of Pearls.
Yeah.
String of Pearls by it's off the
String of Pearls. Okay.
yeah, it's a great song. But it's off of it's not off of Grave Dancers Union. It's off the one that followed it.
I know there's a reason why I wasn't a big Soul Asylum fan.
Oh, they're actually my favorite band, and they're still great. They're still great. I actually saw them. I think it was last year at a little club in Pontiac, Crow's Foot.
Okay.
You ever been there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did a show there.
Oh, did you?
It was a
That's
fun
such a
show,
cool
yeah.
venue. Such a cool little venue up
It's
there.
very nice. Yeah.
And the guy still looks great too. It's like God, you got like jerk. You look younger than I do. And
Hey, at least we all look younger than Julian Assange.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, God, yeah, that
geez,
guy was-
that poor guy.
Gandalf has emerged.
Yeah.
He does look like Gandalf. That's a good point,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he kind of did. He went from like looking. Yeah, if he was a wizard, he like when we last saw him, he looked like the bad guy from Harry Potter with the fancy wand and the long
Yeah.
Oh,
long.
Malfoy?
Yeah.
Malfoy, yeah.
Yeah, Malfoy's dad, or I guess he's
Malfoy's dad,
Malfoy too. Yeah, that's like when he looked like.
mom, Malfoy's dad.
Yeah, yeah. It's like wow, you went from like Malfoy's dad to Gandalf like real quick, man. Like they must practice like just a different kind of magic in Ecuador. I don't know.
But we are here with Bill Grogan's Goat, Celtic rock band out of Detroit, Michigan. And, well, we don't have too much time. I mean, we could keep him here all night, but we certainly don't want to keep him here all night.
Do you guys want to explain the name a little bit?
Yeah,
For-
that
to-
was my next
to,
question. Is
to-
what's with the name?
All right, so here's the story on the name.
Well, make it good. Come on, this is your one shot, man. Don't be boring.
That's it. I'm done. You ruined it for me.
You had too many drinks
I was going
and
to tell the real story, but now I can't tell the real story anymore.
They told me to make it good.
This spot now. Make it good. Make it count.
So we formed this band and we're looking for names, whether the Five Shamrocks or the Celtic Brothers or the Celtic Cross or something like that. None of these names are working, right? So we want something that was sort of Celtic-y, but not really Celtic-y. And anyways, Bill Grogan's Goat is like an old nursery rhyme that the Gerard, the guitar player, I think his grandfather or something used to sing it to him. It's a song. It's a kid's song, and it's it's Bill Grogan, an Irish name, and so that's where it came from.
That's it.
Yeah.
No. So Gerard and Jude took a vision quest over to Stonehenge, and they took with them the three brothers, Jim, Jameson, and Jack. After cleaning those bottles, right, this mystic goat appeared.
The red goat.
And said, "Go forth and spread my music."
So if you
"What's your name?"
If you look in the first
Bill.
record, the story is there on the inside.
Okay.
Over there, yeah.
I told some people over the last few days, like, yeah, I got a band coming in my show, Bill Grogan's Goat, and pretty much everyone I said that to, like, cool name. I'm like,
that was
okay.
that was the goal. It's like, people say, oh, man.
Yeah, all right.
Although it really kind of messes things up when you type in Bill Grogan's Goat on Google, because like 5,000 versions of the song Bill Grogan's Goat
The
shows
kid's
up.
nursery rhyme
Yeah.
comes up.
Well, that's a hook though too, right?
That's-
I mean,
that's-
seeing
that's
Bill
what I
Grogan's
saw,
Goat
yeah.
on the bill. I mean, that's got to be something like gotta stick around for Bill Grogan's Goat.
And
right?
that's what I found when I was doing my due diligence, my research for the show, which started around 8:23 tonight.
You found all the nursery rhymes?
Yeah, I found all the nursery rhymes on there.
Now the cool thing about the artwork, the logo thingy, that's Dean Western, the
original
other
bass
bald bass player,
Oh, okay,
the
cool.
original OG. That's his artwork, and he was putting together this thing, and Terry was like, it's got to have a cigar. Gotta look tough. It's got to have a cigar. So that's what it
Got a
is.
cigar in his earring.
Yeah, and so my kids can't wear the shirt to school because he's got a cigar.
Because he got a cigar. In his... Do you guys have you guys played in Ireland at all? Or
No,
you guys
we've never played there.
no?
Been there, but never played there.
Do you guys want to play there at some point?
I would love
Try
playing
to
in Ireland,
try to get over there.
Yeah.
Maybe
We'd love to
someday.
play anywhere in Europe.
If your
Yeah.
podcast reaches
Then-
enough the right people,
If they play in Europe, then they'll be black Celtic rock, though, right?
Oh, is that? Oh man, I wonder what that would sound like.
green, right?
You guys got to get a black Celtic rock song going.
Celtic rock, so I don't know. It's National Socialist Celtic rock.
No, you can leave the National Socialists out, but
So there was one guy we used to talk with, Brett Callwood, who's a writer for the
Metro Times.
yeah, and he said like you just go over there and just say Detroit. That's all you have to do. Say Detroit, and everybody loves Detroit. They all want to be part of Detroit.
really, they know Detroit over there.
Yeah,
Everybody knows
well, that's
Detroit
what
in
he
the
said.
world.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they've seen 8 Mile.
That's right.
You know,
They see him well. They know. They know the Motown music.
Yeah. Well, it's a good point. Yeah.
and the white stripes stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big over there. I don't know. But supposedly, like Detroit is a
Yeah,
hot,
Kiss with Detroit Rock City
hot,
and
hot
everything.
topic though in terms of like where are you from? Oh, that place.
I years ago I was in the Virgin Islands, and there was this guy there from Africa. I believe it was Ethiopia, but I don't want to quote it on it. But I'm talking to this guy, could tell he's a really rich dude from Ethiopia, which I know is probably must be the only one, right? But real nice guy, and it was during the whole Kwame Kilpatrick thing. This guy's from Ethiopia. I'm in the Virgin Islands, and I'm waiting for a sauna or a massage or something. I don't know, pretending like I had money. And this guy's sitting talking. I get to talk to him. He tells me where he's from. I tell him where I'm from. He's like, from Detroit. He's like, Kwame Kilpatrick. Is it really that bad? This guy from Ethiopia is asking me this. I'm like, yeah, it is.
You tell me you're from Ethiopia and you're asking me about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
Like, you
World
probably
famous.
have legitimately have met people who have starved to death, and you're like, oh my god, I feel so bad for you from Detroit. The Kwame Kilpatrick things, just a disaster. But yeah, I think there's some definite street cred from being from Detroit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we have a bunch of artists that are flocking this way and investing and doing stuff, which it's just really cool. Have you seen those billboards? Who's that guy? Jeremy Jacques. I'm gonna butcher his name. He's an artist, musician. I think he lives mostly in L.A., but lives sometimes here.
I don't know.
He put up a couple billboards around town. Like one of them was just like him sitting very peacefully. It said, "Text me." People just sort of text weird things. The one that he's got right now in Ferndale is awesome. It's a fellow like dressed up as a lawyer and another guy with some dreads next to him. And it looks like one of those personal injury things, and it says, like, injured by injury? Spaceship hit you? Like the Carl Collins, like, the things, right? Snorkeldorf? That's kind of sex number. So, I mean, like, I just love it. Snorkeldorf?
That might have to become a song title.
Yeah, you guys got to get Snorkeldorf in there somewhere.
Snorkeldorf.
Absolutely.
That sounds like a good song for bagpipes.
I want to. Yeah, I'm hoping that's going to be the first single off the new album that comes out. You guys working on a new one?
We're always working on new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of what keeps us going is new stuff. We stop working on new stuff. We kind of stop working on.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like,
What
are we doing here?
When did the green one come out? When did
Green one
Third
came
Eye?
out.
Was that 2 years?
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Like a year ago. Halloween.
Do you guys have any? I mean, do you guys have enough material yet
For
to
a new
come
one?
out?
Not
No,
yet,
that's
but
what
we're
we're
about
working on.
halfway there.
Halfway there.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
halfway there.
Cool.
Hey, you guys mentioned October 25th. You're playing the Loving Touch.
Yeah.
That's correct.
That's for us local people here in the Detroit area. But we had a lot of listeners all over the place. So is there a place on the web people can find you?
Yeah.
Listen to you for those of you who aren't going to be able to hit up the Loving Touch, which
Yep,
I
you
plan
can-
to be there.
You can
for
find
sure.
our music on Spotify. You can find it on iTunes, on Amazon. What are the rest? All of those the
All
media
the-
players.
All the videos I post on YouTube.
Yeah, we got
But if you go to our
YouTube
site,
stuff.
www.billgrogansgoat.com.
That's right.
We'll put the link in all the descriptions.
Yeah, I
as well,
sent you
so-
the link right before the show.
I already had the link.
Okay. Oh, my bad.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Jeez.
All our music is there on our website. We have the little goat store on the website. We have
Very cool.
t-shirts and we have goat pint glasses and little shot glasses and all kinds of good stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. No, and we can get some links up somewhere on
Yeah.
our site.
No, yeah.
I'll
It'll be in the
shoot some out
description.
and in social media as well beforehand. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on October 25th with the Loving Touch.
Yeah, that'll be a really great show. I'll do a little plug for that one. We're playing.
Oh, nice! Look at that.
Very
Look
cool.
at that.
We're playing with a band.
Hey,
with,
sir?
It's a four band
I don't
night.
need to put it
It's
right
gonna be
now.
it's gonna be a big show.
Very cool.
The bands will be us, Bill Grogan's Goat, a band also from Ferndale area. They're called Discipline. Discipline has been around since the '90s. They're they're really big in the prog scene, like worldwide. They're known
Okay,
worldwide.
cool.
But they're from Ferndale. Like who would know, right?
Yeah.
There's another group. It's a duo. They're called Duotron, and they do. It's just
Noise.
these two guys. Two guys and like a
Noise.
whole lot of like the little pedals and computers and noise
Very
making
cool.
things. Really cool stuff. And then another band, a local band called Mint, and they're kind of like a funky rap type, jazzy funky rap type stuff. It'd be a great show.
Nice.
No, definitely looking forward to that one. Adam, I have to ask you something.
Yeah.
Since you are the expert at hyper defining all bands, do you agree with their own assessment of their own band as to
Okay.
what genre they should be put into?
Look, I'm not. Like I said before the show started, I'm not a Celtic rock expert by any means. I'm not going to claim to be one, but you guys certainly have your punk rock roots. That's most certain. I think a lot of bands that maybe don't want to associate themselves with punk rock do have those punk rock roots, and it's because punk rock, old school punk rock. That's one of the main branches of rock and roll.
Well, it's also one of those things that empowered like every kid to go like, you too can play this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 chords and attitude, you
Yeah.
too can play this.
So, do you guys have any parting words or anything like that? Any final thoughts?
Deep thoughts with.
Deep thoughts.
Bill
Want to play out with one more song?
Well, yeah, we are going to play
Okay,
out
we'll
with
play out
one
with
more.
one more
We're going
song,
to play out
too.
with a song.
Which one are you gonna play?
Which one do you want us to
Whatever you guys want to.
Should
Do you have a
we do
split?
Andro
The Andrew?
Yeah, tell the story.
Or the Knock Do.
or Knock Do? Oh yeah, that's a tough one.
Or you could have one with some singing on it, because,
Yeah, maybe we should do Cork.
there's just, so many things.
Yeah, let's do Cork.
Is that
No,
which?
no, let's do Blacksmith because you talked about the organ and everything, and Al's.
What, you guys
yeah,
got 10
Testing
minutes?
Studio.
That's a
They
long
got
one.
plenty of time.
It's only 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
6 minutes.
So
We can play.
We'll go
All
out
right.
this one.
Yeah,
is-
well, yeah,
We run this. We do
yeah,
that
we'll,
really
we'll
long.
sign
Do
off. We'll sign
whatever
off.
you want.
Right.
Who rules Bartertown?
So this one is we talked about the different dances. In the middle of this song, you'll hear a jig. That's a
Okay.
6/8 dance. It is a song. It tells a story of the blacksmith. And the girl who the
Well,
blacksmith.
it's a woman, and
The woman
he
is
was
telling the
less
song
than
of the
honest about his
blacksmith.
means, and he-
Yes, and who was not
Right,
quite as
ignorant.
honest about his intentions. And,
Yeah.
she's like, "Hey, you gonna marry me?" And he's like, "No."
there's many of these
Right.
songs, these stories in the Irish list of ballads. Of like this of a man taking advantage of a woman, and maybe it turns out happy and he stays with her. And he turns out to be a grand lord, or he splits town. Because hey, I was just a beggar, or
Much
hey,
more
I got a
often
wife
than
in
the
the other
grand
town.
And so in this song, you'll hear this is one where we try to combine a number of different styles. So we start off kind of in a what would you call the beginning style, like just more of a progressive rock type thing.
Victoria Amos.
Yeah, progressive rock type thing. We go into the jig, and then we kind of rock it out at the end. So
Nice.
that's one of the our thing is to try and use as many different
Tools.
styles. That's why Celtic rock is a hard. It's when people, what do you play? Well, we play Celtic rock, but it's not really. It's all kinds of stuff. It's Celtic based music that we take and put in, as it says in one of our promotional things, through the prism of many different genres of music. But this is a good one. It's got a lot of stuff going on,
Awesome.
and
Yeah.
it features our Mindy on the vocals.
Very cool. Yeah, I was gonna say I was actually gonna suggest you should, because when I saw you guys, it was mostly Mindy on the vocal.
Yeah.
It seemed
Okay.
like, so that's good.
Yeah, and this one also has Colleen Shanks on the uilleann pipes.
And John Heinzman on the flute.
Oh, on this one?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
All right.
Hey, thanks for coming on the show. We
Thanks
really
for having
appreciate
us.
having you on.
Yeah.
Hope to do it again
Okay.
Soon, we're gonna close out.
with this final song. We're gonna get you all the proper links on all our proper linked things.
Descriptions and
Yeah,
websites,
and,
stuff like that.
No, it was a lot of fun, guys.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool,
thanks for
Thanks.
coming in, you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, and that's been the X-Cast with Bill Grogan's Goat tonight. We'll be on again next week.
Yes, with episode number 100. Very
right.
special show for you for episode number 100 next week. Not really anything planned yet, but but it will be really good. It'll be really, really good.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. This has been the X.
See you guys next time.
A blacksmith courted me for 9 months and better. He fairly won my heart. He wrote me a letter with his hammer in his hand. He looked so clever. And if I were with my love, I would live forever. Oh, where is my love gone with his cheeks like roses? He's gone across the field gathering primroses. I'm afraid the shining sun might burn and scorch his beauty. And if I were with my love, I would do my duty. Strange news is come to town.